Hi, it's Roni, and welcome to my channel and to Rebecca Moore's 500 Subbie Hop. Plus, it's Punched Out Thursday. So I will be using lots of punches and dies, and I'm scrapbooking that picture there of me and my grandson, using this layout as a scrap lift of Rebecca's. And she had P13 paper, which is gorgeous paper from Poland, and it's a Polish paper company, and it is just beautiful. I mean, I can't say anything else about it. It is gorgeous. And so, of course, she's a talented artist, so her layout's gorgeous too. And I had a hard time picking which one that I was going to scrap lift. And I finally decided on this one, and she used her scraps for those planks there across there, and where she'd gutted another paper. And then she took they had done it on that other paper, and she had that as a layer for her layout, and they had took and strung twine through there. I'm going to use that paper there that is that teal wood grain for mine instead, and I'm going to use lots of dies. And yeah, there's me and my grandson, and they I don't want to crop the picture, but I am going to end up doing it. But my thought was not to do it, but yeah, I'm going to crop it and make it a little smaller. I'm going to use that die from my gears, and then the other die come from a Karen Bernstein die set that's for making interactive cards. And it looked like the top of a lighthouse to me, so I decided that's what I was going to use it as. And I'm going to use that Sizzix Daisy die that Ella Connor gave to me. And I'm going to use my obsession, those little letter dies. Yeah, I'm really loving that die. And this is the fish net die that I got that is Crafter's Companion. That's what it's called. And I'm going to use that bug catching thing, only I'm going to have it as a fish net to reach down and catch a fish. And, well, the fish is already caught. You just put it in the boat with that. But I am going to use those nautical theme Spellbinders dies, and I'm going to use the stamen on that die from Memento, and to go with my daisy die. And then I'm going to just use a circle. It has the one to go in the center of that, but I'm not going to use what it has. And I'm only going to use one of those Tim Holtz dies, plus that fern die, which came from Diamond Dies. And then I'm going to use Summer Vacation. And this one is Diamond Press. And I'm going to be using some leaves from there. And those are tropical foliage. And the cardstock I'm using is light blue with a hint of gray. And yeah, I am going to try to follow the original layout. However, I like more. I can't help it. I like more. So mine will be a little bit different from hers. And I cut this wrong. Yeah, I cut it wrong because I laid my 8.5 on 11, 8.5 by 11 on the back, and put glue on it and didn't look at the front apparently. So I thought it's just a little smaller than I wanted. But I will kind of stagger it down the page so it looks like it covers more area. And yeah, I love that paper. It's from Hobby Lobby, and it is super thin, so it does need cardstock on the back. Because I am going to put foam tape behind it. I'm going to punch holes in it. I'm going to cut it kind of wonky, and I'm going to ink it. So I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff to it. So I needed it a little bit sturdier than what originally came out. But yeah, I'm cutting the strips wonky and not making them straight. I'm rounding the edges. Rebecca did that too, but yeah, it just makes it a little more interesting to do that. And she did not use a hole punch for her twine to go through because hers was a 1/4 inch punch, and she is right, that is too big. But I had an 1/8 inch punch, and so I'm going to use it. I usually punch 2 holes and go up from the bottom, and then you can see like a stitch kind of sort of on the top, and go back down to the other one. But since her layout's done this way, I thought I'd do it this way, and I like it too. So yeah, it's nice having something a little bit different. And I am using a twine that's black and white. Hers does not have any black on her layout, but I usually use my yellow and white when I do nautical anything or at the beach, and I love it. However, I decided to use the black because I'm going to make a lighthouse with that black striped paper that's laying over to the left. It's a 3x4 card. And I thought since I was using that I needed a little more black in the layout. So I first thought I'd do my title in black, but then I got to thinking if I use my yellow, I'd have to add yellow in a couple other places on the layout. So I decided to use the black and white. And I am telling you, I'm loving it for the nautical stuff. And it might be because I end up making my life preserver thingy with the black and white, and I think it goes so good with it. I don't know, but I just love it on here. And the paper I'm using, besides the one from Hobby Lobby, is a recollection paper pad, and I'd wanted it a giveaway on YouTube once, many years ago. And it's called Habitat, and I used 2 papers. One wasn't a full one. It's a kind of a light brown, and there it is. It has little tiny flowers on it. And the green has a pattern too. It's more like a super tiny grid sort of thing. It's probably just kind of something to keep it from being just a plain green. But I am cutting a lot of my leaves out with it. I was surprised at how much I ended up using. And I was surprised at how little I had left when I got done. But, the more thing. I added more and more. Yeah. And so I ended up using more of the leaves that I planned. Because I thought I'd have some for another layout. That die that's a gear, I cut it out in wood grain. And I'm using the tail off my dragonfly. And I'm going to use them to be the end of the spokes on my gear so it looks like a steering wheel or helm for a ship. And because there is one in Rebecca's layout, hers is fussy cut, and she had a rope in front of it which got fussy cut too. And I planned on doing that and forgot all about it till I was done with the layout. It was in here editing it, and I looked and I really couldn't see where I could add my own, which I would have used the black and white twine. But I thought, yeah, my layout don't need anything else except I might be going for the splatters, the gold splatters. I planned on putting them on here and then promptly forgot. I mean, really quick. I mean, I thought of it right there at the end and still forgot about doing it. So I might still put some gold splatters on here. But that little 3x4 card is from Simple Stories. And I left it where I could still do the little banner thing. I think it's called Hugs and Kisses. The little banner thing, and use it on another layout and fussy cut it out. But I had just the right amount. I mean, just the right amount to go with my little lighthouse topper thing that I made from the Karen Bernson thing. And yeah, I still have leftovers so I can use them. And my steering wheel thingy, it's going to kind of get covered up. I'm going to have flowers on it, greenery, and they're all going to be nestled around it. But you can still tell what it's supposed to be when I get done. At least I think you can. I have 2 different inks out. One is close to my heart, and it's called Garden Green. And then the other one's Vintage Photo. And so I will be switching from one to the other as I'm inking different things on the layout, because I am using the brown on the more brown looking stuff. And then I'm using the green on the greenery. And my flowers, I'm going to put all of them on foam tape. The greenery is going to be below them, and then I'm going to put the flowers on foam tape. And here's my title from that Echo Park die set, and it says Summer Vacation. But I'm going to use my obsession, those little tiny letters, and put bucket list also, because my daughter took me on a bucket list vacation. And I thought about just doing that cluster up there at the top. And I thought, I really want something down here. So yeah, I put something there, and I just kind of just keep going. I just keep putting clusters. I Well, if I hadn't cut so much, I may not have. If I hadn't cut so much, I might have stopped when I ran out. But since I have plenty there, and I do have a little bit left over when I get done, I just go ahead and use it. And I'm putting together that little fish catcher thingy. Well, it's a bug catcher thingy, but well, I'm using it as a fish catcher thingy. And I did craft for the net, and a gray for the metal part looking of the handle. And then I'm going over the top of it with just the wooden handle of I use that wood grain the same as I use for the steering wheel. And yeah, I'm going to have it over there nestled into that little cluster. And oh, here I am working on that one again. I just couldn't stay away. That little nautical looking thing, it looks to me, my opinion, it's like north, south, east, and west. At least every time I've ever looked at it, that's what I thought. And I'm cutting it in half like I would, maybe my viewfinder die cut. And I'm going to put the other half up by the picture because I just couldn't not put it on there. I kept looking at it, and every time I seen it, I really need to put that on here somewhere. And yeah, I'm going to put it right at the top of the picture on the right hand side. And I will be pulling this cluster down in a second just so I can see it just a little bit better. And I'm putting my flower on there, and I will be putting a word from that Spellbinders die. Oh, but first I'm going to make my life preserver. I first used my 3/4 inch punch and made a hole, and then I used my 1.5 inch punch and went over the top of that and tried to center it really good. And I did it in black and I did it in white. And then I just cut pieces off the black one to go on my white one. And I am going to run some of that black and white twine through it too. Of course, I was thinking that'll add a little more dimension to my layout, but I do have plenty of dimension without it. But the original one and the original layout, the one she fussy cut out, does have a rope or something strung through it too. So I come by it honestly putting it on here. And I still, oh, the lighthouse was not on the original layout. It was, however, in the exact same spot thereabouts on another layout that she did. So I just wanted to put it on here. And yeah, I'm doing the cluster that's up there at the top. I wanted to get the word adventure straight. It come out of that Spellbinders die set. And I forgot to run it through the embossing foam thing, the rubber thing. I forgot to run it through a second time with that. So it's kind of hard to read. It's easier to read if you run it through with the embossing thing. And I liked, instead of using the Spellbinders one, I like using the Anna Griffin one because it's a little bit thicker. But yeah, I forgot all about it. So it's kind of hard to read, but I think it'll be okay. There's plenty of other stuff to look at on the layout by the time I get done. But I can't help it because I like more. Yeah, see, I had to go ahead and add a little cluster up there with that other half of that compass. I'm going to call it a compass. I'm sure it has another name, but yeah, I'm going to call it a compass. Kind of reminds you of a windmill and a compass both. But yeah, And I think that die set's called Let's Go or something like that. Travel. It has something to do with travel, I think. Uh, the bottom part of the photo was looking like it needed something. Y'all might not have thought it did, but I did. So I went ahead and added a piece of twine through it. And believe me, I was surprised that's all I added. But yeah, I added that and I was done. Um, Oh, I'm adding a little bit of netting down there on the bottom right because I just wanted to add more of that color down there. And like I said, add a little more texture because there is some all over the place. But there's where I put the glue on the top of my lighthouse. There's where I turn around and pull it right back up because I am moving it over. But I am getting close to getting done with my layout. So I want to mention that down there below is a link to Rebecca's layout that she did on YouTube that I scrap lifted. Plus everybody on the hop, and Rebecca will be doing one on the hop too. And everybody from Punched Out Thursday. And where everybody uses their punches and or dies to create their layout. And yeah, be sure to check them out and everybody on the hop. But oh yeah, I am about done because I'm adding my little phrases, and it's enjoy the waves, making memories, seashore, ocean blue, and family vacation. Oh, and one more. Did I say seashells? I think I did. So no more. But that's it. That's my layout. And yeah, there's my, oh, what you call it, steering wheel thing. And the pretty little daisies. I was just so tickled to have them on there. Add more dimension. And I always like to add a few flowers in with my greenery. Rarely do I not, but yeah, if it's a boy's layout, I don't, you know, so much. I have. I'll be honest with you, I have, but I try not to do it as much. But yeah, there's my lighthouse, and yeah, that little 3x4 card was absolutely perfect size for it. And there's my stamen and the circle that I put in the center. And see how dark that wood grain is? It's pretty dark. I thought I'd make it look aged, vintage, like mahogany. I think they did a lot of stuff with mahogany. And that was what I had going through my head when I was doing it. And I think that paper, that wood grain paper, looks like mahogany. But yeah, that's it. That's my layout. If you leave a comment below, I'll get back with you. If you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I'd love to have you subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so much. But be sure to check everybody out on the hop and have fun. And have a happy scrappy week. Take care and stay safe. And try a few of these layouts for a lift yourself. Bye.